The desert night stretches endlessly beneath a moon that hangs heavy and pale in the sky. The air still, cold, and silent, until a distant vibration begins to roll across the barren landscape like the first whisper of a storm. A low, trembling growl that grows louder with every heartbeat. And then, emerging from the darkness like a serpent rising from the depths, the 2026 Dodge Viper appears, its silhouette long and predatory, its stance impossibly low, its presence so fierce it feels as if the very earth bends around it. The headlights flare open in a sharp, venomous white glow, carving twin beams through the night, illuminating the razor-edged hood where the colossal V10 engine breathes under sculpted vents that pulse with heat like the exhalations of a sleeping beast about to awaken. The body flows backward in a single, unbroken motion, curves stacked upon curves like coiled muscle. The carbon fiber skin shimmering under the moonlight with a subtle metallic sheen as though the Viper itself were forged from liquid steel and fury. The car rolls forward slowly at first, the tires crunching against the cold desert floor, and the exhaust emits a deep, thunderous rumble that vibrates in the bones, a sound so primal and wild that even the wind seems to fall silent in respect. Inside the cabin, a soft crimson glow spreads across the cockpit, illuminating the carbon fiber panels, the red-stitched Alcantara seats, the thick racing wheel, and the digital instrument cluster that flickers awake with sharp pulses of color, displaying telemetry that feels more like the vital signs of a living creature than machine data. The driver slides into the seat, breath steady, hands tightening around the wheel, and the Viper responds with a sharp, impatient rev, a metallic roar that echoes across the valley like a war cry. Then, with a single brutal command from the throttle, the Viper launches forward in an explosion of fury, the rear tires spinning, smoke erupting into thick swirling clouds, sand blasting outward in violent waves, the V10 screaming as the car claws at the earth, fighting for grip, tearing forward with such overwhelming force that the horizon seems to warp toward it. Time stretches and blurs as the speed increases, the world narrowing into a tunnel of wind and darkness. The runway lights streaking into long glowing lines, the stars overhead smearing into silver trails as the Viper surges deeper into the night with unstoppable, terrifying hunger. The narrator's voice seems to rumble from the engine itself, deep, thunderous, unshakable. This is not transportation. This is domination. The car continues its assault across the open stretch, its aerodynamic body slicing through the air with the precision of a blade forged for war. The massive rear wing stabilizing the torrent of speed as the suspension absorbs every imperfection in the earth with violent grace. At the end of the strip, the Viper doesn't hesitate. It swings into a massive drift, the rear end sliding out in a controlled arc, tires screaming, sparks erupting as the side skirts skim the ground, the V10 roaring like a beast unleashed from hell. The car transitions effortlessly onto a winding desert highway, carving through the curves with a predatory elegance, each turn taken with such intensity that the driver feels the G-forces press like invisible hands against the body, the brakes glowing white-hot, the exhaust spitting bursts of flame that illuminate the cliffside in flickering orange. As the road rises into the mountains, the Viper transforms. What was raw fury becomes sharp precision, a creature dancing on the edge of chaos, each movement a perfect balance between destruction and control, its serpent-like silhouette weaving between the curves with an otherworldly grace. At the peak, the moon bathes the Viper in cold silver light, revealing details that look sculpted by shadows themselves. The aggressive fangs of the front fascia, the muscular haunches wrapping around